Hello, I'm Wakasm, and I am back for a replay of Fantastic Factories, because last time I played, I made a pretty big rule mistake that I feel like I need to rectify. So that is what I am going to do today. I'm going to do better and not make an obvious mistake that's like a basic mistake in the rules. So last time we played, if you watched the other video, I played as GeoLabs, and I played against the solo bot. But I forgot a very, very key point to the game, even though I've played it before, and I've played it right before. It has just been a while since I played. I forgot that when you are building cards, you have to discard another blueprint card with the same symbol in order to be able to build it. So go right here, very obvious. Every single blueprint card has a symbol on it. It's very obviously in the cost of the card. I don't know why. I was playing late at night. I'm playing late at night again today, so there is a chance that I will be making similar mistakes, but we're trying not to. So I wanted to replay the game without those mistakes kind of looming over me. That's what we're going to do. This is, I guess, part 2 of my first play of Fantastic Factories, I guess, and we'll see if I do better or worse. All right, so let's get started, I guess. I'm not going to do a full-on rules video thing because everything else is still pretty much the same. There we go. Just that one rule mistake is what I made, is the big mistake that I made. All right, so I gave myself more space this time, so I might have to zoom up a little bit to kind of cover some stuff to make it a little bit easier to see. But I am starting with GeoLabs. Same power as last time. When I build, I can discard an additional blueprint cards. Now instead of discarding 1, I have to discard 2 to build. Then I can get a card back and an iron. And I start with 6 cards to look at. I get to choose 2 of them, and I start with 1 iron resource. And this is a complexity 2 company, corporate. I'm not really sure what they're called off the top of my head. We are playing with the manufactions expansion, which is where some of the stuff comes from. Again, I covered in the last video, so I'm trying to speed it up this time by just covering the very basics of it. So that's one change. The other change that I'm making is something that I guess is my own house rule. I don't know. I've never really seen other people do it this way. My first time doing it, so I have to make sure that I'm doing it right. But the way solo normally works is you have to predetermine the difficulty you're going to play against on the easiest level. I basically have it set up here 4 different levels. So instead of predetermining a level, I am simply playing against all the levels at once. I've done this in some other games too. I tend to not like needing to commit to a difficulty level. I prefer play the game against the game at the difficulty as the general game, and then like letting your score dictate how well you do. I do this in Sprawlopolis a lot. I did this, I think, in what was the game? Kingdom Rush. So when it's possible where I don't have to predetermine a difficulty, instead, I guess all the difficulties, that's what we're doing. So the way it normally works is on easy difficulty, you would just play against 2 cards to start with, and on the next difficulty you'd play against 3, and the next difficulty you would play against 4, and on the next difficulty you'd play against 5. Now, if I could say I want to play on the hardest difficulty and just play against all 5. But instead, what I'm going to do is every time I have to evaluate points, I'm going to evaluate it 4 times. I'm going to evaluate it as if it was playing against easy, medium, hard, and whatever the extra hard is called. They actually have names. I guess I should probably look that up real quick. Insane is the other difficulty. It's right here in the rulebook. Easy, medium, hard, insane. This way, I can, instead of having to replay with the same corporation, I can just kind of evaluate one corporation for the game across all the difficulties. This way I can just kind of keep swapping from corporation between games. You just kind of see which ones like outperformed the other ones, and if I was ever good enough to beat insane and so forth. So I'll always probably like be playing as if I could beat insane, but the final score will be evaluated for all 4 difficulties. So that's the other change that I'm making. Other than that, the gameplay is the same. We have the market phase, the work phase. The bot has the market phase, and then its work phase, and rinse and repeat until one of us wins. The bot triggers the end game by having, I think, only 10 cards, I believe. Oh wait, no, they can only trigger the end game by manufacturing 12 or more goods. I can trigger it by 12 goods or 10 buildings, 10 factory buildings. All right, so the first thing I have to do is I have to draft the cards I want to start with. I don't have the greatest hand, but I guess let's show the cards of what I do have. I have a strange crystal. I have a city park. I have another strange crystal. Also, another thing I didn't talk about is last time I also had too many cards. I talked about it. Apparently, when you kickstarted it and then got the expansion, they gave you an extra set of cards, which I think I accidentally mixed in when I set the game up last time, which is why I had so many different copies of individual stuff. I went through and took out all the duplicates, so I'm actually playing with the correct amount of cards. So the fact that I'm seeing both strange crystals right now is just happenstance for that. Then I have a quarry, which can give me more iron, and then I have a think tank. We definitely like the think tank. The problem is getting it so early is not the greatest for us, so I don't know if I'm going to keep it. We'll see. And then we also have the manufactory, which gets us a good plus resources. This one we're definitely going to try to keep and build. And then I guess start the game with, we're just going to go big and we're going to keep the think tank too. This is probably a horrible idea, but yeah, these are the two cards we're keeping: think tank and the manufactory. So that is this card. So we start the game with the market phase. I can draft a card from this row, or I can pay a card from a card type from the top and get one of these. I'm not going to do that this early. I am going to try to take utility style stuff that's beneficial for me. We want to draw a lot of cards because of our power. So I think I don't really have anything great for that. I'm going to, I should do this so I don't get distracted. There we go. I am going to take the power plant. Okay, so that's my market phase. Work phase. We are going to roll 4 dice. And I've got 2 3s, a 1, and a 2. All low numbers. 3s are pretty good if I want to generate a lot of extra stuff right now. Bad if I want iron though. So looking at my hand, I want to try to get this manufactory built first. And that's going to require 2 iron and 3 energy. And I think I'm going to just want to grab a lot of energy and then try to draw some cards and then maybe cycle through cards. So I think I'm just going to spend these 2 3s. And just as a reminder, the way this works, I'm going to get 3 energy for the first dice and then another 3 energy plus 1 extra because they're matching. So this is just going to get me a lot of early energy. Maybe 7 energy. And then, oops, I don't know. And then I think I'm just going to draw a card first. I got a fulfillment center, which also not bad. Don't know if that's what I want yet. And then I'm going to draw another card using my other dice. And I got an obelisk. And I guess with everything that I have, I'm going to build fulfillment center. Nope. I'm not going to build anything because you know what? We're going to get the think tank out early, I think, is what we're going to do. Actually, no, we're not going to build anything. This much slower when you have to match stuff. So I already feel like this is not the greatest start, but yeah, we're not going to build anything. This is our hand, and that is it. The bot's going to go. What we do first is we are going to roll the green dice. I mean, I technically can roll all of them together, so I guess we'll do that. Oops. And a 5 is so for a 1, 2, 3, or 4, the bot would take one of these. For 5, these just take from the top of the market row instead. So they're going to get this card. I got to figure out where I want to put that in a second. I think I would be putting it here. We're going to put that there. And then it wipes this whole row. So if there's anything that I wanted here, I can't get it anymore because they basically paid to refresh that row. Wow, even though these were shuffled, I don't feel that shuffled. Okay, did shuffle it like 4 times before starting, but it's fine. All right, so now we do the bots scoring. And the way the bots are going to score is we're going to compare every single dice. Now, normally you would have this all grouped up by color, but because I'm doing this weird new way of doing it, we're just going to do it 1 by 1 by color. So there's 2 red for easy. It doesn't score anything. It doesn't have any extra red for the other different colors. So it doesn't score on any of the other difficulties. Would not score on easy, would not score on any difficulty. There's only 1 purple that's added on the higher difficulty, would not score for blue on easy, would not score for any of the other difficulties, and would not score for yellow. So both of us are starting off slow, which is good because I didn't have the greatest start in the world. And that's it. It's still 0 to 0. And now we're back to my turn. All right, so if I want to get some of the buildings that I want out, like this one, I am going to draft this just so that I can pay for it because I'm playing by the actual rules. So now on my turn, I'm going to roll my 4 dice. I have a lot of higher dice and I have matching dice, which is matching dice is what I want right now. So this is what we're going to do. We are going to pay for this manufactory 2 iron and 3 electric, and we're going to pay for it using the megalith because it has the same symbol, and then we're going to pay for the resources. So we're going to do that now. Actually, let me double check before I do that. Yeah, that's what we're going to do. Before we do that, we're going to draw a card. We're going to use this 5 to draw a card. A foundry. Take that back. And then now we're going to build this. I'm not going to build it again. I need 1 iron. I use one of my 4s to get an iron. I have 2 iron, 3 electricity, and the megalith to build my manufactory. Okay, perfect. I've now officially built something. And we are also going to use our power when we build something. When we build something, I can get rid of an extra card. So I'm going to get rid of this foundry that I just drew to draw a new card and to get an iron back. You keep up to 8 additional resources. At the end of the work phase, Vault is worth 1 point for every 4 unspent resources you have at the end of the game. Reminder, you may only build 1 vault. So we might try to go for this vault just because it's iron heavy and maybe we can store a bunch of stuff in it. Maybe, I don't know yet. I don't think I've ever used the vault before, so I'm not 100% sure how great. And then because I have 2 4s, I'm going to use the manufactory that I just built. And that is going to give me 1 good. So we're already on the board for goods. And I get to choose 2 cards, 2 iron, or 3 electricity. So that's what that ability does. Again, you can see that. I think I'm going to grab a bunch of iron to start, just so that I can build stuff. And that's the end of this turn. All right. So now the bot's going to go, and the bot is going to first do its, well, it's going to roll all its type. It's going to do its market phase first, which is another 5. So it's going to get a yellow card. And then this is all going to get wiped. I just moved half the deck off because it's getting really tall. We'll see more shuffled too, like that, right? And then now they're going to evaluate the scores. So first we'll do red. So red is lower than 1. Or 1 is lower than the 2 reds, so it's going to score a point on its red buildings. It has no purple, but it would, if we were playing on hard difficulty, it would have scored 1 on hard difficulty because it would have had 1 purple. And then it has no purples and not enough blues and not enough yellows. So basically right now, the way this works is if I was playing against easy, it's 1 to 1. But if I was playing against hard, it would be 2 to 1. And that's how I'm doing it. Hopefully that makes sense. Maybe I can make like a printout or something that'll make that clearer, but that's how I'm doing it. Now it is my turn. I have to draft a card. Last time I played, I did like this Phantom. The main issue is I don't have the right symbol for it. I think we are going to... grab the Phantom. I don't have a way of getting it out yet. And then we are going to roll our dice. 2 5s, another 5, and a 3. All right, so Phantom costs 1 and 1. We don't have the correct. So this is what we're going to do. We're going to spend the two 5s that we have, and we're going to do this manufactory again. That's going to give us a good. And I'm going to draw 2 cards as my reward for that one. So we're gonna get a draw studio. The first time you draw a card, each work phase, you may instead draw 3 and then discard 2 from your hand. Okay. Or I could get a mega factory, which lets us get an extra dice. I like both of these. All right. I think now I'm gonna use the I'm gonna build the Phantom. Requires one of each and a card with the shovel. So instead of taking the draw studio, I'm gonna discard the draw studio, and we're gonna build the Phantom. And then we are simply going to get our iron back by discarding an extra card. I think we're going to get rid of this power plant. Lets us get a card back and then our iron back. And I already put the iron back over there. Now I have 2, and I got another mega factory. So I have 2 mega factories. I can use one mega factory to pay for the other mega factory. That's what we want to do. Now with the Phantom, I roll extra dice. So that's good. And do I want to do anything else? Could build something else. I have 2 more dice to use. So I'm going to use it on something. And there's a maximum amount of resources you can have, 12, right? So if I get the vault out, I can have an extra. Question is, do I want to get the vault out now or later? I think I'm simply going to draw a card with this 5. And I'm going to use this 3 to generate 3 more power. And I got a Nexus. So I can pay a card, and depending on what I pay, I get a bunch of different things. It's also pretty good and flexible. We might build that now. And that's it. So I have 2 factories down. This is my hand. My hand's kind of all over the place right now, but I'll down like this in case you want to see what I have. And the bot's gonna go. We've used all of our dice. So we'll put this. So now the score is 2-2. Clean up the dice. Bot's gonna roll all its dice. It rolls a 6. So on a 6, it's going to wash this away. And then I'm going to draw 1 from the top. When it draws something like this, I think this just counts as points. I forget. I got to look it up. Yeah, so this is just going to count as 2 points at the end of the game. So that right there. And then now we compare the dice again. So the yellow 4 would score nothing. I guess we'll separate this out a little bit. All right, so this would score nothing. This would score nothing. This would score nothing. This would score nothing on easy, but if we were playing on hard, it would score 1. So right now, against hard, it's 3-1. And technically, it's also 3-1 against expert or insane, because insane would have all the same cards as the ones before it. So it's technically 1-3-3 is how we do it. All right. So that is it for their turn. It is now my turn. We have a market phase. I do like some of these. Discard a building in your compound, gain 1 good, and double the amount of resources equal to the build cost. It could be interesting. We're not going to use that yet. Reveal any number of monument type cards from your hand and gain. So I have 2 monument cards, so I can gain 2 iron right now by taking that. I want to get this dice stuff. Yeah, I like these dice cards right here, but I don't have enough buildings to really take advantage of it. But I do have the ability to take advantage of this. So we're going to take the Visionary now, try to get ahead on some resources, and that's just going to. I have to reveal. I reveal 2 in my hand, so I'm going to get 2 iron for that. Right now I have 5 iron. This is a better way to display it. And 6, and 11. Okay, this is my hand. I'm going to pick up my hand. We're going to roll my dice now. I roll an extra dice because of the Phantom. 6. I do not actually match any. This is manufactory, which is not good. And currently with what I have no way adjusting values. That's not great. I think we are simply going to do the following. We are first going to try to build something. I think we're going to try to build this Nexus. And we are going to get the 2 iron, 2 electricity, and we are going to spend this mega factory, pay for it. And that means when we build something, I can discard an extra card. I think it's time to get rid of this obelisk. I don't think we're going to go after obelisks. We're not gonna go after obelisks for a win condition this game. Let's just draw a new card. That's what we get. We got a harvester, which is not quite what we want. And then I have to figure out a way to use all this dice. I think we are going to discard something. I think we're going to discard the harvester that we just drew. We want to discard something that's green, but the only thing green we have is a think tank. All right, we're going to get rid of a 1 card. All right, the university, kind of what we want. That's a good start. We're going to get rid of a 2, draw another card. No bonus. No bonus for this. We got a power plant. And I think we're just going to simply get a 3rd card. It's going to be a cryolab. And then we're going to just get we're going to generate 3 more power. And I don't think I gave myself the iron back from my power before. And that's it. 1 dice has to go back to the phantom. You know what? No, it's not it. We're going to discard this power plant. And that's going to get us a good because of this nexus. And we're going to just try to keep our good generation up. And that's it for my turn. Now I recall all my dice. All right, so now the bot's gonna go. A lot of low numbers. We don't like that at all. Low numbers are bad with the bot. You want the bot to roll high. So first, they're going to take this mother load. And then they're going to score a point for the mother load. They're going to not score a point for easy, but they will score a point for insane for this blue die. They'll score a point on easy for the red dice. They won't score for the purple dice. So right now, against easy, it's 3-3. Against insane, it's 6-3. So you can kind of see, the spread there of difficulty. Now it is my turn, and I think I'm just going to take this factory for its symbol. I can maybe get this university out. Will help a little bit. We're going to grab this. We're going to roll our dice and see what we get. So we got 2 1s. We're going to use the 2 1s on our manufactory right here. That's going to generate a good for us. And then I can decide what to do, and I'm going to draw 2 cards. So I got a test range, obelisk. There's 5 obelisks out there, so you can score like 10 points with them. Then I was going to build this with this, right? So we're going to build the university. University is cheap. That's only 1 iron, and I just have to get rid of another card with the same symbol. So I'm going to get rid of the manufactory that I just drew to get this out. Now I can discard cards to change the dice values on stuff, which will help me match. So as I start going for some of these more complex cards, that will be useful. And then if I get rid of something, I'm going to get rid of this harvester, I think. It'll let me draw a new card. Get rid of the harvester, and I'm going to get a nexus, which I already have. So it means I can just use the nexus. That's what we're going to do. We're going to use the nexus we're going to discard the nexus that we just drew. Double check that that's what I want to do. Power up the nexus that I have out. And that's going to give me another good. And then I kind of want to get this cryolab out, I think. And we're going to do that. So I'm going to get rid of this obelisk. You pay for this cryolab. Cryolab's going to cost 1 iron, 2 electricity. I'm going to get my iron right back, though, by discarding another card. I think we're going to get rid of this test range. Getting rid of the test range and the obelisk, and we're putting the cryolab out. And the test range was so I could draw a new card. We ended up getting a warehouse. And then we didn't use the university yet, but we're just going to take the 2 dice and put it on the cryolab. That's going to let us, basically the cryolab's going to let us roll 2 extra dice. at the beginning of the next round. So we're going to be rolling 3 dice, and then we have 1 dice that goes back to the phantom, and that's it for the turn. So next turn we're going to be doing 4 dice. That's everything for this round. So the bot's going to go. But I believe I'm not playing wrong this time, so let me know if I've made mistakes again. So we got our 5, so this row is going to get 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 1 from the top. So against the blue dice, easy would not score, but insane would. Purple would not score for anything. Red would score for easy. And what's the last one here? Yellow would not score for anything. Against easy, the score is 4 to 5, but against insane, it's 8 to 5. So I'm still losing by a lot. All right. So my turn. I think I'm just going to draw a card, but I don't know what. I want to get this mega factory out next on my list here. So in order to do that, I need this biolab. Then we're going to roll 4 dice, 5, 6, 7, and I have to put 1 back. Got a bunch of pairs here, a couple 4s, a couple 5s, a lot of 5s actually. Got a 6 and a 1. What's better, a think tank? We like the think tank actually. Maybe, can we get the think tank out? Can't get the think tank out yet. So we are going to get this mega factory out first. Now we are going to do we're going to do the manufactory first, I think. And we do the manufactory. We are going to draw 2 cards, and we're hoping to get a green wrench symbol. Probably won't, but that's what we're hoping to get. We got a quarry, and this one. This one's also not bad, so maybe we'll get this out instead. Plus minus vitamin would be worth it, I think. But we're going to get the mega factory out first. So the mega factory, and we're going to pay 3 iron, 2 electricity, and we're going to get rid of this biolab, this mega factory. And if I discard a card, I think we're going to get rid of this warehouse. Or no, we're going to get rid of this quarry. Yeah, we're going to get rid of this quarry. That's going to get us an iron back and draw a new card. We got another think tank. So we can use this think tank to pay for this other think tank. And we might as well... We can't actually do it yet. Nor can we build the warehouse now. We can build this factory, so let's do that. So what do I need to discard? We have to get rid of the vault. I guess we're getting rid of the vault. We are going to also build this guy for 2 iron and 2 electricity. So we're going to get rid of the vault. Think tank comes to our hand. Cost 2 iron, 2 electricity. We're down to 1 electricity left. But if I get rid of a card, I think we're going to get rid of the warehouse. Draw a card. And now we get the laboratory. The laboratory is a card that we want. That gets us an iron back. All right, then I give myself good. I don't think I gave myself the good for this. We scored a good for this manufactory. I don't think I gave it to myself. Hopefully I didn't. Then what are we going to do? I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I have 7 buildings. Okay. We're going to use the mega factory. That was what we're going to do next. Gets us another 2 goods. And again, an extra dice of any value this turn. I could set it to whatever I want. And I'm going to just set it to a 6. And that's going to let me use this fettuccine factory. I don't know actually how to pronounce that word, which is going to get me a vitamin. Lets me basically do what the university does. A good and a dice of any value. And I'm going to get a dice of... I'm going to get a dice of 3. Out of dice. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'm just going to use one of these. I'm going to set this to a 3. Oh, it roll an extra dice this turn, so I have to actually roll this one. For this one, I can set any value. This one I actually have to roll. Okay. So 2. 2 is not what I was hoping for. All right. So we're going to change this 2 to a 3 using this vitamin that we got. And we are going to generate 3 electricity. So now we have 4 and 1. And we are going to now build this laboratory. Lets me draw a card every time the first time I gain a good. And we're going to use a think tank, or extra think tank as the card. And then we have all the resources exactly. Then I'm going to get rid of this fulfillment center, draw a card, and I drew a recycling plant to get an iron back with my GeoLabs ability. So basically, I get the recycling plant, the fulfillment center goes away. This is my hand. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 cards. Can't really do anything else. I need one dice to go back to the Phantom. Going back to 4 dice. All these extra dice go away. And then I scored 4 victory points. This 4. It is now 9 to whatever the bot's going to get. This is my hand, and now the bot's going to roll. So it's 9 to 8 against. So the bot's just going to get a yellow. And let's see how well they do. They scored nothing on a 5. They scored nothing on easy for a purple, but they do score on hard. They score nothing at all for blue, and they would score on easy with the yellow. Right now it's 5 against easy, 8 against hard, 10 against insane. All right, so now it's my turn, and I think I'm going to grab this demolitionist, which lets us basically get rid of one of my buildings. I'm going to get rid of this university that I built. Used it one time, but I don't think I'm going to be using it now. And basically I get double the resources for it. Double the resources, I'm going to get 2 iron. So I'm at 3 iron right now. But right now my problem is I don't have a lot of power generation, but I do get a good for doing that. And this good I'm just going to put right in my... Going to go away. Wait, hold on. I may have cheated before. I'm supposed to be paying the cost for that. Damn it. I don't think I paid the cost for that earlier. I bought from here earlier. You know what? I'm going to do something I don't want to do. And I'm going to get rid of... I'm not going to do this demolitionist. Can't afford to do it. So I did cheat once, but it's an easy thing to cheat. Easy thing to fix. I'm going to get rid of a card for the card that I bought earlier in the game, so I don't think I discarded for that. And I'm not going to do this good. I'm not going to get these 2 iron. And the laboratory stays. No, the university stays for now. We'll work on that on a future. Now we're going to roll these 5 dice. Got a 5, 5, 4, 3, and a 2. All right. So I can kind of chain these now a little bit. So I think we're going to use the 2 5s to do this factory first, which will get us 1 good, a vitamin that we can use right away if we need to, and I get to roll an extra dice right now. Hopefully it matches something. Did not. All right, so I needed to take a card then. I would have taken this harvester. That was for my market phase because I didn't buy that, so I had to take a card. So I have 2 cards in my hand. When I gain a good, for the first time, I draw a card. I drew a black market, a dice and a card. Gain up to 4 resources equal to the build cost of the discarded card. Probably not going to use that. I think next we are going to use this vitamin. Use this vitamin to turn this 1 into a 2. And we're going to score this manufactory. And then I get to choose what I want to get from it. I think I'm simply just going to take... I think I'm going to take 2 iron. I'm going to use this 3 to generate some power. And I have to put 1 dice back on the Phantom. So I can't use that 4. And that's it for this turn, I think. Actually, I'm going to get rid of this black market card. And this black market card has this symbol on it. 2, 4, 6, 8, 9, 10, 12. 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9, 10. All right, so there's a little bit of a gamble, but I think we're going to end the game. So I'm going to discard this, and we're going to get a good because of this nexus. And I think that puts us at 2, 4, 6, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 goods. So the game ends at 12 goods or at 10 factory cards. All right. So the bot still gets to go, and then we're gonna measure up and see how we did. I did have one sheet which I took a card that I shouldn't have, which may have affected the outcome of the game. I don't really know. I did discard a card for it. Probably wasn't that critical to what I was trying to do, but it could have been. Although this bot rolled really well, so this could be bad for me. All right, let's see. Bot's gonna get this yellow. Should have scored on easy. Probably shouldn't have ended the game. I probably should have kept it going one more round, actually. So we're going to do that, actually. I'm not going to trigger the end of the game. Actually, let's see. Let's see if the bot has 12 before I do that. So the bot's going to score 2. Let's score 1. And none on red. So expert would have 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So expert would trigger the game if we were playing against expert. So we're losing to expert. So we're going to keep the game going. Medium, actually expert would have 15 because it also has this beacon, but it would be triggering the end of the game now. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. If we were playing against the other difficulties, then it would not trigger. So I'm not going to trigger the end. I'm going to go, actually no, we get one more round. Thing. Yeah, so we would get one more round. So, okay, we'll just trigger it now. This way we can be on par with what expert would do. And we'll just see if we can score a lot of points this last round. We probably won't be able to with what we have, but I don't know, maybe. Maybe we can get there. All right, so on our turn, really no good cards out. So all we're going to do is we're going to spend a iron, I guess, to wipe this row. See if we can get a card that we can actually use. We don't have a shovel. We would have taken that card if we had a shovel, but we don't. All right, so we are going to buy that artisan with our think tank. We're not going to get the think tank out this game, unfortunately, but we will grab this guy and we'll just get an extra good. And then this is the last round, regardless. 5 dice. See what we can do with what we got here. All right, so first things first, we are going to use these 2 1s to get a good and a vitamin. Actually, I did this wrong. 2 goods and a vitamin. Or 1 good, 1 vitamin, and lets us roll an extra dice this time. Roll an extra dice. Then we draw a card when we gain a good. We drew a vault. We're going to discard this vault immediately to gain a good with this nexus. Then we're going to use the vitamin that we got to turn this 2 into a 1. We're going to trigger the mega factory to get 2 goods and a dice of any value. Problem is no matter what happens, we can't get this manufactory because we need to have a card left. We have to have an unleft dice for the Phantom, and there's no way to get an extra dice with what I have. So I think that's it. We'll just get this. I don't know. Maybe we'll draw a card, see if we can build something. Oh, we can build. Oh no. Okay. I can set this to a 3. We generate 3 electricity. And then I will just build this harvester. I can't build this harvester. I need a card to build a harvester, so that does not work. All right, so we're going to use this last dice to draw a card, and maybe I'll draw something that lets me build something. And I do not. All right, so for my last turn, this is what I ended up with. And I also forgot that my buildings are worth points too, so I actually might be in better shape than I thought I would be. Bot's gonna go one last time. It's gonna get a purple. And get a score on purple. Get a score on blue. and it's not going to score in red. So it's going to score 2 on easy. It's going to score 1 on normal because it's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 yellow and did not have enough reds. So that is the end of the game. So let's compare my total score with expert. I have 2, 6, 8, 10, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. 22 with all my buildings. Expert has 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, well, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, and actually, does it get 1 for every building? God, maybe I'm not doing well, actually. Oh yeah, I'm not doing well, because they score 1 point for every single building, and then an extra. I kind of forgot about that too, and they have so many cards. All right, so expert, so I have 22. Expert has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30 on insane. So we lose 2 insane. All right, so we'll use these to track. We lost 2 insane. How about hard? Probably just subtract, but I'm going to count it again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 21, 23, 25, 27. So we lose to expert. 25, we lose to medium. But easy, do we beat easy? 2, 4, 6, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. I did something wrong with my math. All right, maybe we should go against easy first. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. So we beat easy. 22 to 20, right? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 13, 14, 16, 17, 18, 20, 21, 22. 22 to 20. Okay. So we succeed against easy. 22 against medium. I don't know what happens on a tie against the bot. I have to have more points. I don't even beat. And then I clearly lost to expert and. But I beat easy, so we have that going for ourselves. So that's it. I think I played everything right this time, minus that one rules mistake with the card. I don't actually know what the strategy is for beating the bot. I feel like you have to delay, try to get more points. Like you don't want to end the game first, or maybe you do. I don't really know because they get a lot of cards, and I keep forgetting that aspect. Again, this is my second time playing against the bot. I played against other humans. With other humans, you kind of try to delay and get a lot more points, or you kind of notice people aren't scoring a lot and you try to end it really fast. But with the bot against easy, delaying I think is the better play, but against insane, ending it early is probably the better play. But I don't really know how you'd beat insane. Like I could see maybe consistently beating medium and paying attention to medium score, like because if we were only going against medium, I could have delayed one more round. I could have gotten another 5 more points. That would have beaten me against medium. So I guess for this game, even though I did this like kind of hybrid approach, the fact that the bot can end it at 12 means that if you're playing against insane, the game ends way sooner. I mean, I guess against insane, the game's always going to end. No, it's not always going to end at the same rate, but they're going to probably on average have at least 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Probably like 11 cards on average, probably more if you delay it. That's the only hiccup I've noticed with this way that I want to play is that the game could potentially end sooner based on the difficulty. So you kind of have to like accommodate that, I guess. But you could still simulate it. Like I could have just calculated the score at the end of that round and then kept going until either I ended it or easy ended it. That's how I'm gonna have to do it moving forward. But I could have definitely delayed it one more round. I would have lost to insane. I might have had a shot against medium had I went one additional round after this, because I probably could have generated another 4 or 5 points, and then I probably would have lost to the... That's how I'm going to do it next time. But I've learned my lesson. I played the rules correctly. This is Fantastic Factories. Nice little fun game. Sure, there's better buildings to lean into. I really, really want, like, I feel like I always want to get the think tank. I feel like the think tank is the one building that can let you snowball your score against insane, because the fact that you can get 2 points and then get all your dice back, it's like the only card that I know that has like acceleration engine to it that you can consistently get the points. But again, the problem with it is you only get so many dice. You have to like really lean into vitamins or ways to manipulate the dice. And again, once you're over 12 goods, you end the game. So, you know, you either got to get this really early and somehow get it consistently very early, or just lean into it maybe the last 2 turns for an additional 4 victory points, and hopefully you trigger it. That is Fantastic Factories. Again, if you liked this playthrough, give me a like, follow, subscribe, you know, all that kind of good love, comment. I know there's a few of you that always comment on my videos, let me know what I'm doing wrong, so I do appreciate it, even though I feel really bad when I make big mistakes. Small mistakes I can handle. That's just, it's gonna happen. I bet you if you're playing solo at home, you're making little mistakes too, and you're not even realizing it. When you record yourself, you realize how many more mistakes you make when you play solo. It's just nature of the beast when you play solo compared to playing with other humans. And even with other humans, sometimes you make mistakes. Yeah. Thank you for watching. I will see you next time.